Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and Nye exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML and MSP in Queens, NY, offering network management, VoIP and UCAS, cybersecurity compliance, IaaS, cloud, and Microsoft 365 and Azure. If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you. Stay tuned.
It really is understandable. If you're running a small business, your focus is, well, on the business, right?
Right.
Keeping up with cybersecurity threats,
Yeah.
it can just feel like another huge thing on an already packed list, especially with limited time, limited resources.
Exactly. And that's really why we wanted to do this deep dive today. We're looking at this piece by Mr. Kaplan over at CDML, and he makes a strong case for why two specific services are pretty much essential now.
Managed detection and response, MDR, and employee security awareness training.
Yeah, and not just for the big guys, but really for, businesses of all sizes, like
Yeah.
the ones listening now.
So our mission here really is to break down what these two things actually are, why having them together is so critical for protection, and give you some takeaways you can actually think about for your own setup.
Okay, sounds good. Let's start with MDR then. What is it in simple terms?
Okay, so MDR, think of it as your always-on cybersecurity guard service. It's constantly watching your systems, actively looking for anything fishy.
Okay.
And this is key. It responds right away to stop threats. So if you're busy, running things, you've got this service handling the minute-by-minute security watch.
That sounds, different from just having, say, antivirus software installed. What's the main difference? Is it that response part?
That's a really important point, yeah. Traditional stuff like antivirus, it mostly reacts to threats it already knows about.
Huh?
MDR is more proactive. It hunts for threats, even new ones that might have slipped past those first lines of defense.
Hunts, so it's actively looking.
Exactly. It's like having security experts constantly scanning for subtle clues, maybe weird behavior, things that don't look quite right, and then jumping on it immediately to contain it before real damage happens. That real-time element is huge.
Okay, I get it. So for a small business owner listening, maybe thinking about where to put their security budget, what are the concrete plus points?
Well, there are several big ones. First, that 24/7 monitoring. Attacks happen anytime, right? Not just 9 to 5.
True.
So MDR is always watching. Second, you get access to expert analysts. Most small businesses can't just hire a team of cybersecurity pros.
No way.
MDR basically gives you that expertise on tap. And third, it uses advanced tech, things like machine learning and AI think systems that actually learn and get better at spotting new tricky threats over time.
Right, like you mentioned, sophisticated threats. The article you shared had some pretty scary examples. Maybe walk us through a couple just to show what we're up against.
Yeah, the landscape is, wow, it's getting complex. So take something like ghost engine malware. What it does is use these really advanced ways to hide itself, change how it behaves,
Okay.
which makes it super hard for normal security software to even see it. And it can do nasty stuff, steal data, open back doors, spread across your network. That's a major risk.
Yeah, definitely. Any others that stood out?
Yeah. Volt Typhoon was mentioned. That's more like a spy group aiming for long-term stealthy access, often into critical infrastructure. Shows persistence, Then there's Grandorero, a banking Trojan. That goes after financial details using clever phishing, directly relevant if your business handles money online.
Very relevant.
And everyone remembers the SolarWinds hack, right? That showed how even software you trust, use every day, can become the entry point for a massive attack. So yeah, these examples show that nobody's too small to be a target anymore.
Okay, that definitely paints a picture. So MDR helps tackle that technical side. Let's switch gears to the other piece. Employee security awareness training. Why focus on the team?
Well, because even with the best tech defenses, human error is still, unfortunately, a huge factor in breaches. Consistently.
Clicking the wrong link.
Exactly. Someone clicks a bad link, uses a weak password, maybe downloads something they shouldn't, and bam, they've potentially opened the door, bypassing all that tech. So training your people is just as vital as the software and hardware.
Makes sense. So what does good training actually look like? What should it cover to be effective?
Good question. It needs a few core components. Phishing awareness is huge, teaching people how to spot those fake emails trying to trick them.
The classic.
Absolutely. Then password management, how to create strong ones, not reuse them, keep them safe. Also, safe internet habits, browsing safely, being careful about downloads.
Basic stuff, but easily forgotten.
It really is. And finally, incident reporting. Teaching employees to immediately report anything suspicious they see. That turns your whole team into like an early warning system.
That's smart. The article also touched on how this training is usually delivered.
Yeah, often it's offered as a cloud service, SaaS, software as a service.
Mm.
Makes it super easy to roll out.
Ah, okay.
An admin can usually manage it through a web console, assign training modules, even send out fake phishing emails to test people.
Oh, simulations, right?
Yeah, help see where the weak spots are and who might need a bit more coaching.
And for the business owner, what's the payoff? What's the bottom line value of having a team that's, security savvy?
The big payoff is fewer security incidents, plain and simple. Trained users just don't fall for as many traps.
Right.
And that means less cost, dealing with breaches, less downtime, less disruption. Plus, there was a stat mentioned, Open Text found businesses using training with endpoint security had 20% less malware than those without the training. So it demonstrably works.
20%, that's significant. Okay, so we've got MDR handling the tech threats and awareness training handling the human side. Why are both together so critical? What's the synergy there?
That's really the core message, isn't it? It's about layers. MDR is your high-tech shield, catching and stopping things that get through or are already inside. Training strengthens your first line of defense, your people, making it much harder for threats to get in at all.
So they cover each other's potential gaps.
Precisely. You're tackling vulnerabilities from both the technical angle and the human angle. That gives you a much, much stronger overall security posture, significantly cuts down the risk of a damaging breach.
Makes total sense. Any other upsides to having both running in tandem?
Definitely. Compliance is a big one for some businesses. If you handle sensitive data, regulations like GDPR or HIPAA often require robust security measures. Having both MDR and documented training helps tick those boxes.
Good point.
And, honestly, peace of mind. As a business owner, knowing you've got strong tech and an aware team lets you focus more on, well, running the business and less on constantly worrying about the next cyber threat.
So wrapping it up, the main idea is that in today's world with these complex threats, just having one or the other, it's probably not enough anymore.
That's exactly it. The game has changed. You really need that comprehensive, layered strategy. MDR for the advanced detection and response, and security awareness to harden that human element. It's the most effective combo.
And like we said at the top, CDML, the source of this insight, actually specializes in these services, so they clearly see this need firsthand with the businesses they work with.
Right. And for everyone listening, the real question to ask is how this combination could protect your specific business, your data, and frankly, your reputation.
That really is the bottom line. Maybe think about it this way. Weigh the potential cost of a breach. The money, the downtime, the customer trust against the investment in proactive security like this. Which path lets you sleep better at night and focus on growth?